Okay, fellow YouTubers, today I'm going to try a different format. Here's one of the things that I realized. Some of my videos, I gotta be honest with you, you don't have to say it, I will. They suck. Suck. I get bored watching them, so I'm going to dice things up a little bit, kind of show you, I want to talk about different topics that I know you guys want. How do I know you guys want this? Well, because I've asked you and you've told me. So one of the popular requests I get is people want to know what I do all day long, right? What's a typical day? Well, a typical day starts with reading, personal development, right? I am constantly learning new things, right? I was that person where I was never paying attention in school. I was always out doing stupid stuff, probably smoking a little too much pot. Or God knows what I was doing back then in high school, but I spent a lot of time doing probably not the things I should have. Well, long story short, in my early years, I paid for that. I had to work a little harder and do a little extra from everybody else to get stuff done. That said, I realized as an adult now that for me to take things to the next level, to get to achieve financial freedom, I had to step outside of myself, get out of my own way and learn new stuff. How do I do that? Well, it starts with reading new books. The cool thing, guys, I teach all of you actually, if you want to build your business in real estate, you got to let people know what you're doing. So you guys know I have the Cash Flow Guys podcast, and I spend a great deal of time working on the podcast. However, one of the fringe benefits of the podcast, remember the podcast, I'm always telling you guys on the show, let people know what you're looking for. Well, I love to read. And I have got to meet some great people from the podcast. Well, one of them here is Mark Podolsky. Mark is the land geek. He put out this book called Dirt Rich. He sent me a copy, an advanced copy that I'm reading. I believe he's already released it now. I'm a little slow to the game, a little behind the 8 ball, but it's a great book. I got to tell you, it's fantastic. So get it over to Amazon and grab a copy. It's a good book. It talks about how he got to where he is. By the way, Mark Podolsky is known as the Land Geek. Land Geek podcast, great podcast. I listen to it. His focus, his niche, is investing in land. Okay, so getting back on track, one of the things that I do, the first thing I do in the morning usually is some self-development. I will spend a little time having a little cup of joe. I read I always try to read for at least an hour. Generally, I will go longer than that. I like to go 2 hours if I can. That an average morning might encompass a bike ride. But the next thing I do is take steps towards improving myself by understanding the market. And here's a good example of that. You see that? I'm terrible with that. See, there you go. There we go. Newspaper. Can't ever get those fingers right. But anyway, I read the newspaper. Yes, newspaper. For all you young folks, this right here is a newspaper. And this isn't just any newspaper. This isn't like the New York Times, right? I instead read local newspapers. So I have a market north of here that I'm investigating. I'm learning about the market, trying to understand what's going on in the marketplace. I'm learning about what their needs are, what that market's needs are. This is a very small market. It's a rural community. It's on the edge of a very major thoroughfare. But what I've learned about this so far, and a lot of this from reading the paper, is that there are very few people that can find places to live that's affordable. And what I've learned is that even in mobile homes, like in 3-bedroom, 2-bath mobile homes, sometimes there's 2 families sharing one mobile home because there's a shortage of available properties to rent. Well, what does that tell me as a landlord? Tyler, well, maybe I should look at providing some sort of medium to low cost housing alternative for this market. So what I will do before I go running off half-cocked and try to find some realtor and then try to buy just anything that's for sale, I want to learn about the market, right? So I'm going to read the entire newspaper, right? The sports section. I want to read the updates. I want to look at the service directory. I want to call some of the service providers in the market and find out what's going on in that area, right? So I will do things like, well, here's a good example. I'm in the second section of the paper is talking about back to school time, right? This tells me that people, what I know, this is a reminder that people during back to school time don't like a lot of major changes because there's already a bunch of major changes going on, right? Junior's going to school, Janie and Johnny are going to school, people are a little freaked out, mom and dad have to get up early, make lunch, everybody's doing their thing, whatnot. Second thing I look at in this case, in this newspaper, is their calendar. I like to see what type of things are going on. Are there a lot of events where people gather? Could those potentially be marketing opportunities for me, or opportunities to where I would want to go up there and shake what I call shake hands and kiss babies? By that I mean going up and shaking hands with folks and getting to know people, right? Asking questions, just mingling in the group. So I'll scan and look for events, and I'm looking at the paper right now for events that might make sense. And here's one: square dance classes for beginners. Well, I'm definitely a beginner in square dancing. I think the last time I did it I was 6, but there's a square dancing class. Don't think I'm going to go to that one. Let's look for one other one. Well, here's bingo. I like bingo. Maybe I'd go to bingo and I would talk with people that were there. Just kind of introduce myself. I'm not going to go in and say, hey, I'm a real estate investor. What do you got for me? Instead, I'm going to find out, what's going on around here? What's new? What do people do for fun? Where do people live? Where do people work, right? Because we want to know where our future tenants' income comes from, right? So when you focus on clues in the news, these are things that you want to pay attention to. Ongoing activities is something in here. Don't really care what's going on in NASCAR, but here's a little lead source for you, talking about clues in the news. How about applications for tax deeds? Right here in the paper, there's a whole listing of people that have applied for tax deeds. Well, what does this mean for you? Well, if you're the one applying for the tax deed, it could be great, you get the house. But more importantly, here is a list of people with their name and addresses of that own property that owe money to either the county or a private investor for taxes. Well, I don't really care about the tax deed. What I care about is reaching out to the homeowner and saying, hey, Mr. Homeowner, Miss Homeowner, I saw your I saw in the paper that your property, that somebody's applying for the deed to your property. I'd like to be able to help you out of that situation if you need it. Have you ever thought about selling? Now would be a great time to sell. And when you sell, I will pay off the back taxes for you, right? Or now I'm also a realtor, guys, right? So I'm a realtor, and if I want to get listings, this is going to be on the way. Hey, I noticed that your property, I saw in the paper that your address and information there in the paper about a tax deed situation. Did you know that I could sell your property right now for top dollar, even though you have a tax lien against your property? And believe it or not, that's not going to scare most people, right? So these are situations that I would, and examples of where I would reach out to them and things I would tell them. Don't try to blow smoke up their skirt. I mean, at the end of the day, they know they have a situation. You don't have to browbeat them about it. However, be honest with them where you got the information. And by the way, I happen to be wearing my TubeBuddy shirt today. I love TubeBuddy. This is not a commercial for them or a paid endorsement. I was just at VidCon and they were giving away free t-shirts. TubeBuddy is a great service. I actually use vidIQ, but that's a whole other story. I just love the shirt. It's so comfortable. Oh, sorry, I digress. Classified ads. I'll look in the paper, the same paper, and read the classified ads. Find out what's going on. Like, for example, there's a home builder up here, Prestige Home Center, that's offering, it says, why rent $36.99 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath? So what I'll look at is that's a competitor for me if I'm a landlord. Especially if they don't have credit checks and things like that. Maybe I would look into their business model and see what they're doing. Maybe I would reach out to them and say, hey, in the event, and this is a great idea, guys, so do this, write this down. In the event you have somebody that you can't get financing for, please give them my information and tell them that I'm somebody that buys properties and rents them out in that area. Now you've got a source of leads coming your way, of tenant leads. These are people that, probably good people that want to buy a house and settle down, but they can't qualify for a traditional mortgage on a mobile home, which is fine, but maybe I can sell them something on terms. Maybe I can go buy a property on terms and either lease option it or lease purchase or something like that. Exercise an option. There's all kinds of different strategies, but for any of my strategies to work, I need people to talk to, right? There's a great way of doing it. There's some vendors up here, some team members, professional, pest control, stuff like that. You're going to need all of this. There are a few real estate listings, but here's one of the things what I noticed. In real estate for sale, there's only one property listed for sale. Real estate for rental houses, there's only one property for rent, renting at $625 a month for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath duplex. So that's some good information. What does that tell me? Well, one of two things, or maybe the same. One, that there's a shortage of property available. I happen to already know that. But two, It may also mean that maybe the people in that area aren't a believer in using the newspaper. Maybe the newspaper doesn't do a good job of letting people know or attracting advertisers. So don't get sucked into that being the only measuring stick that you use. That by that I mean, don't just assume that the market's bad or short of property up there. Dig a little deeper and ask people, why don't they advertise in the paper? Look on Craigslist if there's one for that area, and see what's going on and go from there. Again, the service directory, great source of vendors. Any market you go to, you're going to need to build a team. Every time I look at different markets around my main market, I'm going to look for team members that are local to that community. Mainly because what you'll find is in these smaller rural communities, there are already people established there that have that know, like, and trust. They can get things done. This is important stuff that you're going to need to succeed as a real estate investor. So remember, the summary here is spend some time learning about your market. Follow the clues in the news. Pick up a copy of the local newspaper and read it. Yes, I know there's a lot of doom and gloom and a lot of drama in the newspaper. Look past all that. Look for the clues in the news. I'm going to do more videos on this. If you find this helpful, make sure you like, and if you're not a subscriber to my channel, make sure you subscribe. That's how I know you're listening. And if you have comments, you think I'm crazy, or you agree with me, or you want more information, leave them in the comments below. I look forward to your feedback. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.